Hi folks, thanks for joining me again today. This is going to be an interesting session, I think. I'm going to play the solo from the second movement of the Shostakovich Piano Concerto, which is a beautiful little piece, and it has a great deal of sentimental value for me because when Debbie and I were at Oberlin, which is where we met and where we were married, in our senior year, Debbie won the concerto competition, and she chose this piece because it was string orchestra and trumpet soloist, so we would both get to be winners of the concerto competition. So it's always kind of been a great memory for me, that particular performance, which was wild and crazy, as you might imagine. I'm going to go ahead and play that solo for you today. I hope you enjoy it. I have difficulty doing this out of the context of the orchestra, so this is a good example of how, when we're playing excerpts, we really need to put ourselves in the feeling of being in the orchestra, hearing the music as best we can. Here we go. Okay, so that gives you a little idea. Out of context, well, I hope it holds up. That's all I can say. Now, when I was thinking about playing this for you today, I realized that I always go through a fair amount of experimentation trying to find the right mute. And I find that very challenging for some reason. It's like I need to find a sound that seems appropriate. One time when I performed this piece, I got the greatest compliment, one of the greatest compliments I've ever received was from Scott Nickrantz, who is a famous viola soloist. He came up to me after the performance and he said, Steve, that was wonderful. It sounded just like a viola. Of course, most trumpet players don't want to sound like a viola, but mute choice is kind of one way that we can change our sound to be appropriate to the character of the music. You may have seen this piece played with a cut mute instead of a straight mute, but I got kind of lost in the mute selection process. So I'm going to do another video on mute selection, and we can cover that at that point. But I have to tell you today that my choice, at least for today, was this mute. Now I'm going to take it out and show it to you. So I hope you can see that this is damaged. It's all taped up with cellophane tape, and this is one of the oldest and cheapest mutes that I own. It's one of the Bach plastic mutes, kind of just injection molded mute. And I've had it since I was in high school. But when I went through and tried all the mutes, this is the one that seemed to hit the spot today. I'm going to play a little bit of it again on another mute, and I think you'll hear a pretty significant difference, how big a difference the mute choice can make, which is why, as you'll see in the video about mutes, why most classical trumpet players have a fairly large number of mutes in their collection, because they're always looking for that sound. Plus, it's a nice present you can buy for yourself that's not too expensive. Okay, let me give you an example with another mute, a very different mute. This one is the MB brass mute, all brass. And it's a very open sounding mute. So it's kind of the opposite of what a cut mute would be. When you play loud on it, you can get a lot of brilliance in it. But it also has a big dynamic range. So we'll talk about that a little bit later if you join me in the video about mutes. And of course, we could talk a lot about mutes. There are a lot of problems with mutes, and as I'll share with you, I don't like mutes. So that's kind of the starting point for me. I hope that was enjoyable for you. I might come back and do, oh, what the heck. Why don't I go ahead and do it right now? I hadn't prepared to do this, but let's see if I can remember it. This is the one of the solos from the last movement of the concerto. Okay, I'm not even sure I played all the right notes, but you can check the score. I wasn't reading, I was just kind of playing that from memory, obviously. This is a great way to practice excerpts, really get into the music, listen to wonderful performances, copy them if you can, and then from those ingredients that you find that you're really attracted to, the things that really excite you or you know, are satisfying to you, put together your own idea of how you want to play. And then when you perform in an audition, you're going to play with a great deal more authenticity. It's your own voice, and you're playing with authority, and that's exactly what you need to win the audition, besides playing in tune and in time and with a good sound. Okay, I'll see you later on. Have a great day. Bye-bye.